Cool, fish tank, okay, good. Single player, yeah, single player. Hello and welcome everyone to another my gameplay, which is one of my oldest games, Aquanox. And I really wanted to revisit these old games, especially the world in Aqua. As for the time that it was released, it was quite futuristic, and now with much better graphics, why not just try the game all over again? So let's do it. Oh, it does load quite fast, that I remember.
I breathed in the cool, pure air, tasting the rich oxygen and nitrogen. My eyes filled with tears. The sun hovered behind the horizon like an orange fireball. Sunny, that was the latest buzzword. It was talked about now with every breath, and suddenly I knew what it really meant. I stretched out my hand to feel the warmth, to touch its face. Then the timer squealed and a voice roared in my ear. Simulation room S23, your time is up. Please move to the fast decompression chamber. 2 hours later, I was back at the helm of my ship, the Zukabus, leaving the pleasure centers of the Malay archipelago behind. The nano fabric of my pilot's seat massaged my body as I accelerated on full dipole drive, spearing into the black heart of the lifeless ocean like a nightmare shattering a dream. But the oceans were no longer as dead as they seemed. Scientists brewed gene cocktails and chromosome soups without sanction, rebreeding every life form within range of their test tubes. Mighty sharks, dolphins, even the greatest carnivores that ever lived. Primordial beasts that had terrorized the oceans 150 million years ago. The scientists did what they pleased, including creating new branches of life where evolution refused to go. They earned so many credits with their tinkering that even the most powerful computers struggled to keep up with the total. But behind the glittering facade of tungsten, titanium, and niobium, the calcareous whole of human existence was crumbling. The frequency of mass disasters increased dramatically. Amok runners, psychotics, high-tech slave drivers, gene adulterators, and slick techno dealers prowled everywhere, plunging habitats and dwellings into chaos. My name is Emerald Deadeye Flint. I'm tracking down the remaining bions scattered throughout the oceans. Each one a potent germ posing danger to the world of Aqua. I carry out the Bion's mission with my 4 wing pilots, Desgrange, Piccolini, Harper, and Bonham, and my onboard computer, Sally. My clients are international, representing every government. When the Bions appeared out of nowhere 5 years ago, aiming to extinguish human life in the oceans, I had no objection. On the other hand, it didn't hurt my cash box any to give humanity a short reprieve, so I went for the credits. But during the destruction of the Bion stronghold off Australia, called the Survion, my friend Han Long sacrificed her own life so I could place the final explosive charge. Now I don't sleep too easy. And I won't until every last remnant of the Bion threat has been eliminated. My last job was in Neapolis, the capital of the Atlantic Federation. Neapolis, home to the eccentric techno-bourgeois, a genetically zapped and nano-tuned group wasting their senseless lives trying to establish the optimal political system in Aqua. All the while, Neapolis sinks deeper and deeper into a slick of pseudo-democracy, racism, techno-devotion, and corruption. Now the new line, who call themselves Democrats, are making the capital ungovernable, leading only to endless discussions, bureaucratic acrobatics, and a weakened city with a leaderless army. I was glad I was finished there and on my way to the tornado zone in the eastern Pacific. People take drugs in the tornado zone instead of ingesting nanorobots for cures, and their free-thinking attitude translates into free action as well. I was homesick, and I missed every screwball and dangerous freak who'd be waiting there to greet me. On the way, I made a short side trip to the Argentine basin to see my friend, El Topo, the mole. Nobody pulls strings like El Topo, who can get almost anything done behind the politicians' backs. El Topo murmured something to me about an important job, a secret scientific sensation. I got a little bored until he came to the part about earning lots of credits. So I went to Magellan and spent a few hard hours at Mariner's Pride, a rotten workers' dive, where I downed mid-brain assassins with a few old friends. Just as the world turned into the carousel I was hoping to ride, I caught sight of some jerk clearing off with the Zuka bus. I had never thought about that happening. Someone just stealing my ship out from under my nose. But there it went. Suddenly I was back to square one again in my old stomping ground. Broke, exhausted, and listing heavily.
Shut up, Perry.
Why? I didn't say a word.
Just because. I don't want to hear anything about...
The hero got his ship stolen? Full of poor Neo yuppies.
I'll get the Zuka bus back. And then I'm going to examine the prostate gland of that butthead who took her with her bow.
Still as hard as vanadium. Let's get down to business. Out of his magnanimous generosity, El Topo donates the toilet. A real death trap. Make contact with him in El Topo's asylum.
I assume that the toilet would be a ship then, since mine has been stolen. Food designer Miriam.
We are developing a chocolate made from highly refined insect protein and fat-producing bacteria. Would you like a taste?
Sounds great. Let me have it.
Pay attention to the delicate nut flavor. We synthesized that from South Chinese algae.
Are there enough amino bits and vitamins in it?
Of course, and mood brighteners and glutamate inhibitors that temper the more frightful emotions.
Amino. This reminds me of some supplements that you can take to enhance your abilities or to help recover faster, something like that. Yeah, I think it was amino. I don't remember. Just leave it. Miriam.
There's not much to do in the Argentine basin, is there?
We fight for every smile, man.
Well, I'm afraid you won't be getting one from me. My friend Leonie and I just came over from Florida, but now that brutish ELF station of yours is giving me a throbbing headache.
Oh, what's the problem, honey?
Are you dense? Extreme low frequency waves turn people's brains into mush. Talk to Leonie. She knows more about it. You can find her at the neo-stylistic Whitewater in Vespucci, probably chewing on a chemosynthetic steak.
Shop. 240 credits. I can get buzzers. What is a Stanley? Fresher shark. These are torpedoes. That's it. Nothing else. Okay, back. Ship. So that's the toilet that was given to me. Oh, that's expensive. Nice one. Okay. Duck. Alright. Tupus Asylum. Talk. El Topo.
How was your vacation in the TransUnion?
Surface simulation, light, oxygen, women, good food, women.
I heard about your mishap. The succubus was really stolen right from under your nose?
Yeah, man, yeah, they did. I'll get her back, and then...
Please. Perry gave me a graphic description. How are things at the front?
There aren't as many of them now, but there are still enough Bions to give you sleepless nights.
Suggestion. You'll get a lightning-fast high-tech cruiser. All you have to do is blow away a little Bion trash. It's floating around the habitats.
How about getting some guys in the orange suits to take care of them? You're just so nice to me.
Thank you. Now listen. I want you to take the toiler and recon the situation. We've just received a shipment of 3D screens and nanorobots. The captain of the cargo ship wants someone to hold his hand while navigating the slalom. First, I want you to meet Commodore Sewell. He's one of those young, dynamic Federation Army officers. The situation in Neapolis is worse than bad. And your old friend Admiral Cox is drifting towards the political scrap heap. There's definitely something else on the agenda. And that's why they need you. Commodore Sewell will fill you in. When the job's done, come to McGowan.
Commodore Sewell.
Light, my name is Commodore Sewell. Pleased to meet you, Deadeye.
Call me Flint, Commodore. Deadeye is reserved for friends and mortal enemies.
Oh, I was hoping we could be friends. I'll come to the point and not waste time. The political situation in Neapolis is, let's say, troubled. The new line, of which I am a member, are progressive thinkers. The old government blocks anything that's fresh, daring, or economically viable. Certain pieces of information have motivated an experiment. I'm not allowed to tell you what it is, but I need your help to complete it. Admiral Cox will arrive here in a moment. I suggest a conference. Anyhow, Light, Flint. I'll be in touch with you when the time comes.
And don't forget your credit card. The shortest way to friendship.
Boston Harper here. You need wings, bro.
I think I'll manage alone, Boston.
Okay, then. I have a couple of belts with the ground. At least she knows how to drink.
You should see the bucket of boats El Miser Topo gave me. A snail moves faster.
So what? The hell with it, Flint.
It does, snail.
Oh, Flint, back again. Like the Gulf Stream, you disappear into the depths in the north and float secretly back to Florida.
That's me, a wanderer. What about you?
Oh, I got big troubles. One of those damn Neapolis boys got a hold of me the other day, full of light water. He said we had an architectural problem. He wanted to fix it with a few torpedoes.
Sounds like a kook. He heavily armed?
No. El Topo had his ship scanned. It's an old Gorgon-class Atlantis bomber. Easy to crack from the front. I think El Topo's going to hire someone to take out that brain-dead terror tourist. Speaking of which, there's a worthless wise guy named Freeman at Magellan. You might want to talk to him before he takes the job away from you.
What makes you think I'm looking for work?
Well, for starters, your new boat looks like a water bug with a bad case of gas. If I was you, I'd be making credits as fast as possible. Oh, by the way, Neapolis boys crossing off the Gamma. A new station. They're still building it.
Do you think the breathing gas seems a little dense?
Yeah, it's hard to breathe. My analyzer shows the carbon dioxide ratio is way too high.
That's definitely a problem with the mixture. In spite of helium-17 and significant reductions in pressure at the stations compared with 5 years ago, we're having rising health problems, like microbubbles, joint pain, personality changes.
Why don't our magicians invent something better?
In confidence, I can tell you that there is a rumor of an ultrafine gas, even lighter than helium. But apparently something went wrong. Scientists of Machina were on their way to Neapolis and had a short stop here, and the breathing gas samples disappeared. Can you believe it? Cases and cases of the stuff. Simply gone.
Of course I can believe it. Who else might want that stuff?
Think about it, man. Who's the biggest shark in our little goldfish bowl? If you want to know more, Talk to Frog. She's a light designer working out of Talasso.
Frog.
I was just talking to Juan.
What a paranoid character, isn't he? No doubt he blabbered to you about the new super gas. Yes, I see it in your face. Well, there is something to it.
Who could have stolen cargo like that?
Think about it. Who has the monopoly right now?
Entrox Corporation. Energy, transport, and oxygen.
Right. And oxygen simply stands for breathing gases in general. Because pure oxygen would be poison at the pressures we live under. That's why we need better air. And why that super gas is worth billions of credits.
So you think Entrox is behind the theft?
Mister, those guys down there in the Gulf of Florida have hearts colder than a dead politician. Talk to Shakti. She's a store woman at Entrox and responsible for loading the jump ships. You can find her at Vespucci.
How are things in the Argentine basin? It must be 5 years since I've been here.
There are too many screwballs from Neapolis coming over. Because of the magma eruptions along the mid-Atlantic ridge, whole hotel chains are going up for them.
So what's the problem?
They get drunk because they're not used to our booze. Then the city slickers hang out and act like seahorse cowboys. Every weekend, one of those Neapolis punks runs amok or threatens a jump ship route by racing around their habitats. They even steal ships for crash dives.
Steam is building all over Aqua. I don't know how anybody's gonna keep the lid on.
Excellent, we can do that. Surely it is loading much faster. Back on my old system. A Pentium 4 with I think only 250 megabytes of RAM.
Hi, Flint. Where is my Zuka bus? What kind of wreck are you hauling my circuits around in? Holy mackerel. Do you remember the high-up a couple of years ago? Just before the Bionts came on the scene? That was awful. But this tin can. Couldn't you have asked El Topo if we could get the high-up? Okay. Show me what you can do. I've put a navigation point on the junk pile. Just follow the arrow.
Can I zoom on that? Oh yeah. That should be so slow. That is crap. The scraps.
Attention, Flint. A cargo ship reports contact with a Biont unit. I put a navigation point there for you. Move out, baby.
We're moving out.
The freighter has lost her cannons. She's moving across the debris without defense. You've got to clear the way before she springs a leak.
I think that cargo ship captain's head is as thick as a plank. Go help him, Flint.
Cargo ship reports serious trouble. Biont scrap parts floating in its course. The pilot is angry. Hurry up, Flint. Cargo ship's captain reports damage to the hull. He can't take the wreckage bombardment much longer.
Just sit there.
Sighted at the marker. Watch out.
Attack the marked target now.
Good, the ship is free to go. Let's clear up the other scrap.
A job well done, Flint.
I know. There should be one here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Where is it? Activate. Loading data. Magellan. No.
Hooray! The Herald returns from the field of honor.
Please, it wasn't the capture of Troy, but we did get rid of the garbage.
By the way, as the boss of the ANSCAT task force, you'll be pleased. We have a Biont alert.
Yeah, let's go, boss. My torpedoes are starting to rust in the tubes.
Hey, friend, don't overdo it or you'll be walking the plank.
My torpedo tubes shine like a great white's teeth. Let's go pling some tin cans.
How do you like these kids, El Topo? Pretty wild, huh?
That's okay. Lisa's a lot of fun. There's a Clans Union merchant waiting for you in McGowan. He was attacked by Bionts. He'll tell you where. Report on Vespucci when you're finished.
Cool. Save the game. Save the game. Okay. Exit station.